Hey there, in this lesson we're going to talk about making a walking bass line. Now walking bass line isn't just for jazz, and it also is very beneficial in learning harmony on the instrument. So if you're in a rock genre or any genre and you're wondering, how do I start doing fills, how do I get more creative within my bass line, understanding and learning how to make walking bass lines can give you those tools. So let's take a look at a 1-6-2-5 chord progression in the key of C. This includes a C major 7, which is the 1 chord, C, E, G, and B, an A minor 7, A, C, E, and G, a D minor 7, this is the 2 chord, that last one was the 6 by the way, D, F, A, and C, and then the 5 chord, which is a G, B, D, and F, right? That's the G7. Okay, now that we know those chords and those arpeggios, we're going to build a walking bass line. So the first thing we want to do is establish some rules. So our rules to start with, and you can break these later, is that we're going to do the root note of each one of those chords on beat 1. C, A, D, G. Next thing we're going to do is add beat 3, and we're going to only use chord tones for beat 3 for the time being, right? So if you take a look at this example I'll put in front of you, and by the way, the chord tones are the notes in the chord, right out of the arpeggios we talked about earlier. So if you look at the example here, we got C, E, A, E, D, A, G, B, C, right? Now let's add in beats 2 and 4. And right now we're only going to use scale tones for that, all right? So scale tone would be anything out of the key of C, the C major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right? C, D, E, F, G, A, B are your 7 notes to use there. All right, so check out the example. We got C, let's do it in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, C, D, E, G, A, G, E, C, D. That would be a perfectly acceptable walking bass line. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in passing tones. This can come on beat 2 or beat 4 for the purposes of our formula. And like I said earlier, you could bend these rules and change things as you get more comfortable and get used to the sound of making a walking bass line. So this example here, we have right? Check it out. All right, so that sounds more jazzy as it goes. Now let's talk about this concept a little bit. What's important is that you are learning the chords, the notes in the chords, right? And not only what they are, but where to play them, okay? So when you make your walking bass lines, you should write them out. It'll help you learn the process. You can see that I put some tab for those of you who don't know how to read bass clef, but you should learn to do that as well. And write out your bass lines. This will help you learn it tremendously better. On top of that, you want to move around where you're playing that. You don't always want to play it in this one position here. Right? You want to move maybe up to this C, practice in this area. Mess around with octaves. Right? Learn it all over the fretboard. And then say, hey, let me put this in a different key. What if I did a 2-5-1 in the key of D? All the patterns are the same, positions are going to be different, and the names of the notes, obviously, right? Because the key of D has an F sharp and a C sharp in there. Now, go forth and learn to walk some bass.